So every week I spend an hour answering questions. Think about it like a lecture where I cover everything from mindsets, automation, client delivery, you name it. So I figured I'd share a slice of that with you guys, because honestly, a lot of these answers will help you guys a ton. You're gonna notice that the chat is pretty interactive, and I think that's the best way to present this stuff. Not only keeps it fun, but also insanely valuable. So let's get into it. So the first question, Tasnia said, what do you do to keep yourself accountable to be successful when starting out? That's a really good question. Okay. And here are my notes, my friend. Okay. This is going to be a little bit, contrary to popular belief. Okay. So to be fair, man, okay, just to answer your question, I don't really think about accountability the way most people do. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to break it down in terms of like first principles. Okay. Sounds good. So right now, okay, you exist in the realm of the universe and you really want something, okay? Whether it's financial independence, a certain lifestyle, whatever. You just have to accept that it comes with a set of daily actions that you will have to do and you'll need to repeat over time. That's just how the universe works, okay? So the problem is, and this is why I don't like this idea of accountability, is because most people say they want success, they want something, okay? But deep down, they don't want to accept the price that it comes with it, okay? This is the big truth. This is the cold hard truth. So they chase hacks, motivation, or external accountability. But the truth is, guys, if you want it badly enough, you won't need someone holding your hand because pain is the main drive for it, okay? You won't need like all these crazy accountability hacks, all this stuff, okay? So I'll tell you exactly what I do, okay? For me, so I can just forget about all the bullshit about accountability, all this stuff. So I decide what I want, okay? Decide what you want, like literally. Just have 5 minutes, decide what you want, figure out what you want, like deep down what you want. And then strategically figure out the daily inputs that's gonna be conducive to that, whatever you want, okay? And then just move. That's literally it. You decide what you want, you figure out the daily inputs, the daily actions are going to be conducive to that goal or that payout that you're going to get, and then you just move towards it every single day. It's very simple, right? So there's no drama. There's no am I feeling it today, you know? So it's binary. So either do the work or you don't, okay? If you really want like a certain lifestyle, if you want to be in that identity of someone who's successful, you either want it or you don't. Okay? So instead of like chasing accountability, believe in done or not done. That's it. It's either like you have to believe it's either done or not done. It's very binary. It's black and white. It's either I want this sort of lifestyle, I want to have this life, okay? I'm willing to do these daily actions every single day for a long period of time so I can get them. That's literally it. But since you asked about accountability hacks or tactics, here's what I would tell you, man. I want you to really, really, really like think about it for a sec. Thoughts do not exist. They are just thoughts. Same goes for feelings. You need to anchor to a system. Okay? So a system, not just thoughts, because thoughts are just thoughts. They just come and go. Okay? So do not believe your thoughts. Okay? Even those deadly poisonous demons that come to your brain as in thoughts, don't trust them. Okay? Those self-limiting beliefs, they're just thoughts. They don't exist. Okay? So another thing is don't trust motivation. Build a non-negotiable daily system that moves the needle. Zero emotions, just outputs. This is what I like to call be the task instead of just doing the task. Be the task. Just be. Okay? Another thing is design your environment to make it easy to be the task. Okay? Because if you keep relying on willpower, you've already lost. You want to set up your environment so. Yes, exactly. I don't believe in false cause, fear, anxiety. Yeah, they don't exist. Yeah. These are all like Carl Jung talks about it. When you flee away to yourself, well, now you're with your thoughts. Now, again, that's a big problem because those thoughts are not real. They're just thoughts. They're just fleeting. Okay? So don't trust those thoughts. So I want you to set up your environment so when the work feels like play, okay? It has to feel like play. Just play, you know? So design your environment so it's so frictionless that it's so easy for you to walk into your desk and do daily prospecting or whatever. Okay? Feels like play. So remove friction, block distractions, phone out of reach or browser tab open. Okay? And then have your tools open and ready before you sit down. I would literally have my to-do list in a Google Doc the night before, and I would wake up and I would open my laptop and I just stare at it and I just go ahead and finish those tasks. Okay. One more thing is tomorrow I'm actually dropping the daily routine just for the community, basically like how to focus on the highest ROI tasks. Another thing that I would also add triggers. So same place, same time, every day, make it automatic. Okay. And most importantly, this is going to help you guys a ton, which is stop separating you from the work. You don't think, okay, I need to send 50 cold emails. Think, I am the person who sends 50 cold emails because identity is the root of all mental. Okay? This is a big psychology hack. There's this Swiss psychiatrist called Carl Jung. People would come that were overweight, right? And they tried everything, tried every diet. They couldn't lose weight. And they come to him and he would basically tell them, shift that identity someone who is overweight to someone who is healthy. They snap back into reality. They snap back into the new identity. Because if you are an honest person, let me give you an example. If you're an honest person, it's very you will not be able, you can't lie. Because if you lie, you will fall into depression because it's rooted within your identity. Okay? So your identity is the root of all mental. So when you live or be in that identity of someone who actually just does the work, you don't need accountability. Okay? And you stop negotiating with yourself. You just stop needing accountability. So daily routine coming up tomorrow, guys. Okay, let's talk about, this is a good question from Ivan. He said, struggling to produce results for a full marketing agency. Classic. They do web design, SEO, meta ads, Google ads, graphic design and branding. They serve a ton of niches and don't have a defined ICP. Amen. They have been really successful though, signing some six-figure clients. Yes, they have a world-class delivery, but they don't know how to position themselves, which is classic. Every company has this. They have good case studies, etc., but they don't have the distribution. And distribution is basically the biggest fire that you need to handle. There are multiple fires in your business. The most important one is the fire of distribution. Distribution is basically gathering leads and getting more customers. I have been all over the place not knowing what niche and service to focus and what is the best approach to produce results. I want you guys to really pay attention to this because I'm going to give you guys a simple formula. Usually I talk about this in the first client award, but I'm going to give you guys basically like a TLDR. Okay, does that make sense? Let me know in the chat. I like how interactive it is. Awesome. Great. So I have been all over the place not knowing what niche and service to focus on and what is the best approach to produce results. The client doesn't know either. They sort of left me to figure out what niche and offer to focus on. Okay. So the problem here is now you're stuck because there's no clear ICP or offer and the clients dump that decision on you, which is pretty normal. Okay. Like I said, totally normal with full service agencies. They're good at delivering, but terrible at positioning, just like any other company. So step one, anchor to their past success. Well, think about it. Since I read through this, well, if they already signed six-figure clients, well, you can simply reverse engineer from that. Okay? What does that mean? Well, it means you want to ask yourself or ask your client, what industries did those clients come from? What services did they actually pay big money for? Not what the agency offers, what got bought. Does that make sense? So now we are actually asking the real questions. Once they give you this information, well, simply pick 1 to 2 verticals where they've gotten proven traction. That's it. It's kind of like when you work with a client and you onboard them and they're like, okay, Saad, I want to target the entire planet. We have all these industries that we want to work with. But no, that's a dumb way to enter a market. No, you go to the strongest case study and you build from it. Okay? This is the quickest way to get a client's results. Is you go to the strongest case study that they have, right? Figure out what was the industry they served And then you go ahead and target that exact industry because guess what? They have that case study in that industry. So, step 2, pick one offer that solves a high pain problem. So, in terms of like this clients, since they are a full service marketing agency, you want to pick one offer that solves a high pain problem. So, you need to lead with a one clear entry point. Instead of saying all this crappy, we do SEO ads design that nobody cares about, well, we can say we help ecom brands triple ROAS and 90 days with Meta plus Google Ads. See, you position yourself into solving one problem. That's it. And you go to this vertical that they give you from their past success. Once you have a niche plus an offer, same thing goes back to the first thing that we talked about, which is tweak, launch, and repeat. Okay? Does that make sense? So 500 prospects in their vertical. Use a connection angle to test the waters. For example, hey, first name, notice company name is scaling fast in the industry space. I know a team that helped a similar company 3x their inbound leads in 90 days with a paid plus organic growth system. Would it help if I introduce you? Boom. See how we reverse engineer that without, losing our mind and without panicking? That's how we fix the problem. Okay, second question. Daksh said, should I send the proposal and take the payment on the call itself if a meeting is booked? Yes, absolutely. Clause in the call. Time kills deals. When someone books a meeting, they're at peak interest. Every hour that passes after your call, their enthusiasm just drops in half. Okay, so don't make the amateur mistake of sending a proposal after the call. This is contrary to popular belief. Okay, structure your call like this. First 10 minutes, diagnose their problem, ask tough questions. The middle is going to be show exactly how you solve it, be specific. Last part, tell them what it costs, why it's worth, and say, I can set this up for you right now if you want to move forward. Then shut up, okay? First person to speak loses, okay? This is basic sales 101, right? The first person who speaks loses. If they need a proposal, then share your screen. This is exactly what I do. If they need a proposal, I share, I literally share my screen and I go into PandaDoc for pure authenticity, right? And I go and I log into my PandaDoc, okay? And I literally show them the quote. Like I type on my keyboard the quote. Here's how much, okay? And then I can send it to you right now. So I share my screen, draft it together on the call, right? And I get them to confirm every detail. Then I send them the payment link where they are still on Zoom or like Google Meet, okay? This is exactly what I recommend you guys do. Zishan said, I've almost closed my first clients. Congratulations, my friend. Proposal signed, just need to take payments. Okay, once they're signed, what's the onboarding process? For example, do we need to take specific information for them, etc.? Okay, so I already fixed this problem by giving you guys all the industry specific type forms, which is going to be this one, which is going to be the recruitment one. So we have each one for every industry. So this is for the recruitment. So for example, gonna put my email here. We have website URL, and then we have a bunch of information specifically for the recruitment agency. Do you work contingency, retained, or both? What is your offer? Be as specific as possible. We have what's your typical fee structure. It's gonna help you guys a ton because this is specifically for recruitment. We have, do you offer placement guarantees? If yes, what's the terms? What roles do you recruit for most often? What industries do you focus on? Average time to fill positions currently, because it's different. Any hard to fill roles you've successfully placed. This is really important because you're going to use this, okay, to fulfill. And then the company sizes, okay? What are the decision makers you need to reach? HR directors, CTOs, etc. Right? So everything else is going to help you guys a ton. So I hope this helps, man. Yusuf said, hello, Saad. I'm located in Morocco and I can't move for now. When talking to prospects, clients, should I tell them the truth or should I lie on my location? No, never lie, man. Example, in Europe or the US, I thought this could convert more. The truth is, my friend, let me tell you something. Nobody cares where you're from. Nobody cares. Some of my best community members are in Morocco, India, Spain, Pakistan, Philippines, UK, USA, and they actually highlight their international status because that's your own little color. And they position themselves as specialists who serve every market. The client's worth having, don't care where you live. They care if you can deliver results. That's it. So I wouldn't worry too much about the location. Nobody cares about the location. No, like clients only care about whether you can deliver results. Okay. Second question from Nicole. Okay, Nicole said, hey Saad, if a client prefers to handle the positive leads themselves, what's the best way to pass those over? Yeah, that's the best problem to have, especially when you're using pre-warmed up email accounts that they don't have access to. Also, how do you usually handle this without creating too much friction? Imagine a positive lead might find it odd if they reply to one address and then get response from a different one. Yeah, so what do I do is when a prospect replies positively to my outreach email, I would respond from the same email account in the same thread, right? And instantly I would say, thanks for your response. I work with clients company to connect business leaders like yourself with our team, which is the reason why I always say, guys, go for the connection angle. Name our title is the best person to discuss your specific situation. I've copied them on this email and they'll reach out shortly. This is the best way, right? If you guys notice, the connection angle just connects two people. So simple. It's dead simple. Okay? Then forward the entire thread to your clients and tell them to reply all so the conversation continues naturally. I say, hey, I'll let you guys continue from here. Okay? See how like it positioned me as someone like as an authority? Like a third-party provider. For a smoother transition, create email signatures that clearly identify you, for example, as a client acquisition specialist for client companies. This is a hack that I used to do too, rather than pretending to be the internal staff. The key is transparency without over-explaining. So never say I'm a contractor, I'm running their cold email. Too much information just creates confusion. My most successful setup is basically just create a simple make automation that alerts the clients. So you can just watch positive replies from instantly and then send them. Like when a new lead responds, they get lead details instantly without needing like their email address. You can send it to Slack, send it to them via email, and they can just reply to them. Hey, Dream Team, because I have like a little like HTML thing that they receive like an email. And it's usually Dream Team. Hey, first name. We have a new lead generated. Here's the first name, last name, company name. Here's what the lead actually said along with their email. So like the client just copies their email and then just take it from there.